Hi Flosstube, I'm Nicole, Buckeye Stitcher. If you're new to my channel, thanks for stopping by. If you visited before, thanks for checking me out again. I'm here to do my end of May update, a little bit late. I've got some things to show that I bought, some things to show that I received, some fully finished objects, and a life update. So the last time I checked in, I said I was going to be probably a little bit late with this May update because I had some birthday things going on. So I ended up going to Cleveland to visit my sister for a couple days. The podcast that I like the most is called Stuff You Should Know, and they tour. I saw them a few years ago in DC for my birthday when my sister still lived in that area, and this year they were in Cleveland. So we went to see them. It's a total geek night. My sister looks at me and says, "These are your people," because there's lots of geeks there. I don't get in line and ask questions. I just sit in the audience and laugh, but it was a good time. We also saw a local comedian that my sister actually went to high school with. He's pretty funny, mostly because of his local humor. So if you don't live in the area or aren't from the area, it's probably not as funny. He likes to slam the Browns a lot, which who doesn't? But that was a lot of fun to see him too. So then I came back Thursday. My mom and my stepdad were in town over Memorial Day weekend, so we did some shopping. Did my first antique mall experience. My mom and my stepdad are into that. It's not really something I typically do, although I did make a couple purchases. Did see a few stitches that needed to be saved. I saw one small sampler. It's about this size. It was in red. It's in a cute little case, and I was going to open it and take a picture of it and see what the price was because it was pretty small, so I could have fit it in my house if I felt like it needed to be saved. I couldn't get the case open, and I kept trying and trying, and I looked down and the case was locked. And I was like, locked? How much is this thing worth? So, of course, the tag's not visible, so I'm like bending underneath this little case trying to find it. $238! That stitch did not need to be saved. She was on display under glass, so I left her there. I didn't save any of the other stitches, but I did consider a number of things. So let's go to what I bought, because when I was in Cleveland, I stopped at the Crafty U on my way home. They are in, are they in Brecksville? Something with a B. Some little Cleveland suburb that starts with a B. Thought it was Brecksville. But a lot of people seem to know it. It's a really good size shop. They have lots and lots of things in there, lots of models, lots of fabric to choose from. And when I go to other shops, I just typically like to see A, how things are displayed, and B, what kind of fabric they have. Just because not everybody can carry all the different fabrics or all the different colors. So I like to see what else is out there so I can kind of get an idea of how things look in real life. So I did make some purchases. I bought some Classic Colorworks Belsois Sister Scarlet silk because Pam from Stitching Between the Lines passed me Lantern Lane, that's what it's called. And she sent what she had left, but not enough for Sister Scarlet. Not enough of the Sister Scarlet. So I finally found some that was dark enough. Most of what I've been finding is a little bit more pink and light red, and what she sent is a very rich red, like this. That's showing up pretty true. Maybe now it's getting a little bit pink because I feel like the light just changed. But you get the gist. So I purchased that. I purchased this Lone Elm Lane Snow Angel, which I've been looking at for a long time. Super cute little pattern. It gets finished on these little shaker boxes that Lone Elm Lane makes. They're a little pricey, but I think they're worth it because they're handmade shaker boxes. But I'm sure it could be made into any kind of box top or any kind of pin cushion or any other shaker box. This little thing is stitched over 2 on 36 count. The design size is 7 1/8 round. So it is a little bit bigger than I thought it was when I initially saw it on their website. So that was cute. And then I did get some fabric. So I got, this is Lakeside Linen 32 count wood smoke. It's great fabric. It's very pretty. You're not going to be able to see. It looks like dirty brown. This light's awful. Sorry. I have the lights on. If I turn the computer to the windows, I think it's going to wash it out. But this is a very pretty gray. To me, I see gray. But I think it looks brown on the camera. Sorry. I also purchased a small piece of Lakeside Linen Vintage Straw Flower, which is a little bit cream. I'm afraid it's going to show up yellow. It's really not that yellow. It's more of a cream. It does have a little bit of modeling in it, but it's really hard to see. Yeah, I don't know they were getting much from that. And then they had Weeks Dye Works Aspen in, is this 32 count? Yes. So I love Aspen. This is the color I want to use for Christmas projects instead of using green, like an obvious green, or blue for everything, because blue's not my favorite. And I have a hard time finding this. And when I bought it the last time, it was more brown than green. Oh, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Anyways, so she said, yes, we have it. How much do you want? And she had this much left. This little piece and this little piece. And I said, I just want it all. It's my birthday. I just want it all. And then she said, do you want to sign up for our rewards program? And I said, well, I'm not from here. I do have a shop in Cincinnati, but yeah, sign me up. Whatever. It's free, right? Yep. Okay, and then in my last video, I showed a pattern that, and now I can't remember which one it is, but I said I had no business buying it because it's not my style, but I had to have it. And I thought that I had another one coming, but it hadn't come yet, and it has come. I have no business buying this one either because I'm not a beach girl. I could take or leave the beach, but this is so super cute, and what sold me were the pins that you can stick in the pin cushion. So I bought this with the velveteen to do the pin cushion from Jen at Jen's Stitching Niche. And I definitely recommend her. This was shipped very quickly. She gave me a little freebie pattern, a nice little note, and then I got to meet Jen. So here's the story. Jen came up to Columbus, which is about an hour and a half north of me, over Memorial Day weekend for a conference. And we had some communication back and forth, and I said, jokingly said, if you stop at Keepsakes, you better let me know, jokingly. And she said, I sure will, and I thought she was joking. So we get closer to the date, and she said, I'm either going to stop at Keepsakes on Saturday or Tuesday. Well, Saturday my mom was here, and I can't take my mom to the shop because she doesn't know I make the videos, and they'll out me. So I thought, well, if she comes Saturday, A, I'm not going to have time to go over there because I'm going to be running around with my mom and my stepdad, and B, I have to stay incognito, right? Like Superman, keep it hidden. So I never heard from Jen, and I kind of forgot about it all weekend. Tuesday morning, I'm at work. Normally I work until noon on Tuesdays, but it never happens that I leave at noon. Sometimes it's 12:30, sometimes it's 2 o'clock. I get a message from Jen at like 10 till 11. I'm about 20 minutes from the shop, and I was like, because I knew Tuesday I had to stay. So I had seen a dog the Friday before that needed to have surgery. It wasn't an emergency, but it was something that needed to be taken care of as soon as possible. The owners had to work all weekend and weren't going to be home with him. So we put him on pain medication for the weekend, and then Tuesday was going to be the first day that I could do his surgery. So I knew I had to stay. And I thought, well, I'm never going to get out of here in enough time. If Jen's 20 minutes away, I'm 15 minutes away from the shop at work, but I knew I was going to be there for potentially hours. So I said, I don't even know if I can get out of here before 1. Have so much fun. Then I texted Barbara, who owns Keepsakes, and said, Jen from Mississippi is coming to your shop. She's on her way now. I love her Flosstube videos. I'm not going to be able to come to see her. I'm super bummed, so give her a hug for me. The next thing I get is a selfie of Barb and Jen at the shop with a message that said, she's here. And I'm like, seriously, I'm dying over here. So I kind of messaged back and forth with Barbara, and I again jokingly said, see if you can stall her till about 2 o'clock. I go finish my appointments, go into my procedure, never pay attention to my phone. So at like 1:45, I look at my phone and I have a message from Barbara, and it said, she said yes. And I was like, she said yes to stalling until 2 o'clock? Because that's almost 3 hours that she would have been at the no. So I messaged Barbara and I said, she's not still there, is she? And she immediately texts back, yes, she's waiting here until you get here. And I was like, what? Why is she waiting to meet me? And I'm grabbing my stuff and I'm leaving right now. Don't let her leave. So I fly over to the shop, and I got to meet Jen from Jen's Stitching Niche, and she's super sweet. I could not believe that she was in my shop, and I wasn't watching her face on her videos. Immediately felt like I have known her, even though we really haven't communicated all that much past, you know, comments on our videos. But she had eaten lunch with Barb, she had shopped, she had talked about StitchCon, they had exchanged ideas about online shop versus brick and mortar shop. I mean, she might as well just move here. Jen, you might as well just move here. So that was super, super, super exciting. And just kind of gave me a small taste of what StitchCon is going to be like. So that was super fun meeting Jen. Okay, so that's what I bought. Here are some things that I got. So Kathleen from Kathleen's Trodden Trail sent me a beautiful cross-stitch card for my birthday. Has a little pattern on the back. And in it she wrote, I know you're not into samplers, but I thought you might enjoy, you know, the birds and the tree and the little dog. And she's right, I'm not into samplers, but I totally feel like I'm part of the cool crowd because I got a cross-stitch card. I've never seen them to buy. I've never received one. So I'm super excited about that. I also received a very nice gift from Darla. She's KY Stitcher on Instagram. I met her at Stitch Away in January, and she's coming to StitchCon, so I get to see her again in June. She went to my 1-2-3 Stitch wish list. So she had to look up my email, figure out where my email address was. I don't think I gave it to you, Darla, so I don't know where you got it. I don't care. I'm just saying you were sneaky. And picked a few things off my wish list and had it sent to me. So she sent this Charlie Harper pattern, Cardinals in Flight, cute little cardinals. She had the DMC sent to stitch the pattern, and then she also picked off my wish list these two little Jabco buttons, Mr. and Mrs. Cardinal. So let me see if I can turn Mrs. around. Sorry. So there's Mr., little red guy, and then there's Mrs. People, I'm never going to be good at this. Well, that's dumb. Do you see her? How stinking cute is she? So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those. They don't go on this pattern. I just wanted them. So thank you, Darla. And then I also got from Melanie, Yarns and Threads on Instagram and Flosstube. She sent me a card, and if you've ever watched her videos, she does not send cards, so I feel super special that I got a birthday card from her. She also sent me some DMC floss and some fabulous linen that she dyed and showed in one of her videos. Now, it's going to show up purple because in this lighting in my kitchen, it looks purple, but it's fabulous gray fabric, and I made a comment about how fabulous it was when she showed it, and so she dyed some more and sent it to me. No, it does look pretty gray here, doesn't it? It's darker than what I was looking for, but it's so pretty, and I'm definitely going to find something. Like, I think that would look good for Halloween. I think I could still get away with something Christmassy on this if the colors were bright enough. So thank you, Melanie. That was very sweet. And then today, I got a belated birthday gift from Jackie. She's crossed my stitches on Flosstube and cross.my.stitches on Instagram. And Jackie is super sweet. I started talking to her in the fall. Short story, someone left a very hate-filled comment on my video, and some of the things that they said were valid to a point. Not all of it, because it's my video and I can say what I want. But it was quite hateful and uncalled for. And somehow they left that message on Jackie as a response to Jackie's comment to my video. So not only did she leave hatefulness, she left it for Jackie to see as well. So from that mistake, Jackie, I think, said 2 sentences and was immediately just 2 sentences from a stranger in the positive, totally shut down any of the negative thoughts I was having. And I've always been grateful to you, Jackie, for those 2 sentences to somebody that you didn't even know. I've been following her on Instagram, and now that she has a Flosstube, I am her #1 fan for that reason. But anyways, I digress. Back to my birthday. So today I get home from work, I've got a package in the door, and it said eBay on the packaging, and I was like, I ordered fabric from eBay yesterday. There's no way it's here already. No, it wasn't fabric. It was a project bag from Jackie that she made. It has the vinyl front, which this is the first one I've ever gotten, and I love it because it protects it, but I can still see what's in it. I can't open the zipper, apparently. Okay, so there's the inside fabric. Red's my favorite color, and then she did paw prints on the back. Red, white, and blue, patriotic, super, super cute, and then she made me a little needle minder that matches. So thank you, Jackie. Very, very sweet. Okay, I don't have any real progress or finishes to show because the amount of stitching that I did on my old projects is abysmal, to say the least. I was going to try to count numbers, but I mean, I'm less than 100 stitches this month in any of my old projects. And I started a new project, but I literally stitched 3 words in the project. That was that May wordplay that I bought for me and Melly Ellie for our May birthdays. We were going to do a stitch along, but the patterns came late. I ran late with some other things I had to get done, which I'll show you in a minute. Visiting, out of town, May, the word May is all that's done. So I'm not going to show you any of that. However, I am going to show you the 4 things that I started and finished and had fully finished this month. These are gifts for stitchers. I am super, super excited about how these are finished. So Jan, the finisher Keepsakes, did these. She was super, super fast. Her prices are really, really reasonable. It's going to be hard for me to give these away, but I'm going to do it. Okay, so the first one, this is from Shakespeare's Peddler, Antique Locks and Keys. It's just a small vignette. I just took part of it, stitched it up on, this is Weeks. Hold on, I have a piece of it right here. Hold, please. Weeks Dye Works, Confederate Gray, 30 count Confederate Gray. Okay, and so I told Jan I wanted it stitched very simply, a little primitive, maybe some wool backing like she did with the other big pillow that I showed in my last video. And then I also wanted a little red cardinal button. I stitched it onto a small scrap, and I wanted that in the back. Okay, so this is how she finished it, exactly how I wanted. She stuffed it with wool, so it's a really tight, firm finish. Okay, ready? This is the back. So this is the wool fabric that she used for the back. This is my little cardinal that I stitched onto a little scrap that she sewed on, and then she used this little pin and added another skeleton key. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I may have to make myself one, even though I've already done this whole pattern and framed it in my office. Okay, so that was one. There's 4. The next one, this is the little mouse from Scary Mouse by Brenda Gervais. I just did the mouse. So Jan added this little tiny spider charm, and then some Halloween fabric and a little hanger. She's cute. Makes me want to stitch the whole pattern. But she's cute by herself. Okay. Number 3 that I did was, this is a freebie by Stone Street Stitchworks. It's called A Good Night. And the house is just, it's, what's it called when you don't stitch the inside? Or you don't color in the inside, not inverted, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Basically, the house is just the color of the fabric. And that is, this is Weeks Dye Works. It's either mocha or cocoa. I think it's mocha. So she added this little star, a little hanger, and then a little prim fabric. I love this one too. This is just, the blue is DMC 939 and the white is just 3865. This one is mostly called for over-dyed, except I used carriage black, my favorite black color, instead of hickory sticks, because the hickory sticks was just too brown and not Halloween-y enough. So I did all of what was supposed to be. No, that's not true. Hickory sticks is her little feet, and then the black and her apron and her hat is carriage. What did I just say? Carriage black. Carriage black. And then this one is also carriage black. yeah, I don't know if you can really see the variegation in the keys, but it just looks old and worn, and I love it. Okay, and then the last one, this is by the Trilogy. This was a series, a little Christmas series. It's called All Is Calm. And this is stitched on 32 count. I think it's French country something. French country. I don't know. If you really want to know, I'll look it up. No, I don't have it down here. I'll look it up if you really want to know. And then called Four Colors, which I was not sure about this kind of pinky color. It's if you, I use the DMC colors, except that's not true at all. Again, I'm lying. Okay, so this is the overdyed. This is the called for overdyed, and then the yellow, the pink, and the white are DMC. But I was not sure about that pink DMC. I almost changed it to green, but I think it's fine. So just a little hanger, and then that's the backing fabric. And again, these are pillow finishes, but I told Jan to just do them kind of thin, not to overstuff them, because I just think that that keeps it kind of with that primitive look to not be overstuffed. I love them. Love them, love them, love them. Okay. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to show. This is going to be a short one. So this is probably going to be my last video before StitchCon, because StitchCon is in 18 days. And I'm totally freaking out with excitement and nervousness and fangirl and super excited to meet people who have been leaving comments on my videos for a year and a half. Yeah, so just a couple reminders. If you're coming to StitchCon, don't forget your light. Don't forget your step stool for your feet. Don't forget snacks. Don't forget your wallet, because there's going to be a bunch of trunk shows and trips to Keepsakes. Just for everybody's knowledge, Keepsakes is not handicapped accessible. Unfortunately, it's an old house. If you would like a tour of Keepsakes, Steph from Just Keep Stitching did one, and she's going to put it on her video coming out tomorrow, Sunday. But if you want anybody to shop for you when we're at Keepsakes, just let us know. Keepsakes is an old house, and so there's a really narrow set of stairs upstairs, and the rooms are quite small because, like I said a million times, it's an old house. So if that is an issue, just let us know, and we will try to help you out as much as you can if that's a concern. So watch Steph's video. I have kind of decided I'm not even going to take any cross stitch. Like, I have plans for what I want to stitch. I'm going to stitch those new hands-on design Christmas ornaments, Tree Farm. But, like, seriously, when am I going to stitch? I'm going to be too busy talking. All of the videos I watched of the New Jersey retreat that McKenna and Arlene did, everybody's talking. Nobody's stitching. Talking. So, I'm going to take them. You should take your projects, but I don't know how much stitching is going to happen. I still have spaces on the 4 o'clock shuttle if you need a ride from the airport and you're coming in later in the day. We're going to have a freebie table, so bring patterns that you don't want or you've already stitched and haven't been able to pass so that we can pass those. Rumor has it there's a box of freebie stuff coming from New Jersey. Arlene is going to try to send some stuff along so that we can try to pass the stash from Flosstube Retreat to Flosstube Retreat to Flosstube Retreat. So if that happens, then we'll find somebody at StitchCon to take it on to the next Flosstube themed retreat. There's going to be a brag table or show and tell table, whatever you call it. So bring your finished stuff. If you're flying, you can bring small things. It doesn't have to be framed. It doesn't have to be even finished. If you just have something that's on a piece of fabric that you haven't done anything with yet, bring it and we'll put it on the table. Don't forget your smalls exchange. If you're participating in that, it's optional. You don't have to have already signed up for it. You're just going to show up the day we're doing it. There will be an itinerary in your welcome bag to tell you when it is, but the max size is 6 by 6 and it has to be fully finished. So like all of these things would count. So it can be flat finished, it can be pillow finished, it can be hanger, it can be whatever. As long as it's 6 by 6 or less. There's going to be a needle minder exchange. Again, that's not anything formal. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to bring a certain number. It's basically just bring needle minders if you wanted to get rid of them, if you make them, and we're just going to trade them as the weekend goes. I don't know how it's going to work. It may not even work, but we'll see what happens. And smalls exchange, needle minder exchange, brag table, freebie table. And I'm sure that we will be doing lots of videoing for all of you who are interested but not coming this year. Oh, video. I am always the person who forgets to take pictures or take video when I'm in the moment. I just want to be in the moment. So I will try my best to take video of all of the happenings all weekend, but I'm sure that plenty of people will be. So Lana, till the last stitch, I will try, ma'am, to take some video for you, but if I forget, I'm sure lots of people will have video so that you can feel like you were there with us. Okay, that is all I have. If you have any questions about anything I showed, let me know below. I am super excited to meet everybody who's coming to StitchCon. I'm going to see if I can upload this, and then I think I'm going to mow the grass. So have a fabulous weekend. I will talk to you after StitchCon. Bye.